Hey guys, bringing you another painting tutorial. This time, some Sanguinary Guard proxies. These proxies are from Bloodbound Battle Gears, and I think they were purged. So honestly, I don't know if you can find these. I did these for about 6 months ago, and I totally forgot that I didn't upload this video. So here it is. First thing you do is prime the model black, and then we're using a Vallejo dark aluminum. This is the air version. Obviously through the airbrush, you can use a paintbrush though. And I wanted to try this technique. I've never done a metallic and then like a contrast paint over the top, and it came out really good. So I use the Citadel Imperial Fist yellow, and man, that is a poppy gold, and I loved it. And then I ruined it, and you're gonna see it. So I would definitely go back and in time and not do what I did in the end. But I just want you to see my failures too. So yep, just hit the whole model, top, bottom, pretty quick. Again, you could use a brush. I just use an airbrush just because it's a little bit more easier, and man, you can knock these guys out real quick. So I would like to do the actual GDEB ones. I just didn't want to, they didn't come with wings, and I hated that. So this is where I ruined them. So I use an oil wash, a Winsor Newton black. And if you haven't watched an oil wash video, there's tons of them out there. It's pretty easy to do, but man, it really just dulled that gold down. I was very upset after I did this. I could, I guess, have let them dry and then restarted the whole process, but I was in the middle of trying to get this whole army done in a very short amount of time. I painted these guys in a day, so very quick. Like when I say a day, I mean like an evening of painting. Especially if you have an airbrush, you can get them done. There's just not a lot of stuff on Sanguinary Guard, even the GW sculpts. I do like these sculpts a lot. I thought they were pretty awesome. And they were, again, they had wings. GW, I don't know what's up with you. Come on now. Follow the lore. But anyways, yeah, so this is how you would do an oil wash. Very simple. This is a very, I guess, diluted oil wash that it just, I'm trying to get in the nooks and the crannies. And it really looks pretty good here, but man, it just really dulled that silver down when it dried. And now I'm going to go in with the Pro Curl Coal Black and just hit all the spots that are going to be black. The gloves, the weapons, the swords, because we're going to do like a unique painting technique with the swords. It's sort of what I've been following with most of my Blood Angel scheme. But yep, just sort of block in all the black here around the waistband. Again, if you're using the actual Sanguinary Guard models, you know, it's going to look like a regular Space Marine, you know, with the black between the forearm and the bicep and underneath the butt area, you know, those types of areas. All right, Citadel flesh chairs. This is, we're gonna get all the like the cloth portion, and this is actually a pretty good color. It goes on this yellow pretty good. So one coat type of paint here, which the flesh chairs in general, even though it's a contrast, it is a pretty pigment dark color, or pigment rich, I guess, color. So yeah, pretty quick. All right, moving along. Army Painter Pure Red. Now we're going to go in and edge highlight those, and you can do this later. I just sort of worked in like single colors because again, these guys, they're pretty simple. They come together real fast. Hope you guys are enjoying my content. I do apologize that I haven't really been putting a lot of content out there. I've been pretty busy, and I just haven't had the time, unfortunately. But I plan to start actually doing some battle reports. I'm pretty stoked about that. So it probably won't be 40K. It's going to be some other games, but I might get into 40K at some point. But Pro Curl Bold Titanium White, start going in, and you're going to block out the wings. And I'll show you a super simple way to shadow or put some shadow contrast in wing, or in white, just white in general. You can do this for white armor, but obviously we're using it for the wings. Works out pretty good. I know in the lore, you know, I think technically they're not angelic wings. They're more of like a mechanical looking wing, but that's okay. I like that they at least had wings on these guys. So Army Painter Holy White, super simple concept here. Just slap her on there and it will give you your shadow contrast all in one go. It's a pretty sweet technique, and it really speeds things up. And you could go in and edge highlight after, with your pro acryl, that bold titanium white. It's like my go-to. Obviously, I'm a pretty big pro acryl fan. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, do use it sort of exclusively. I did try the Army Painter Fanatic line probably 6 or 7 months ago. It was about March, I think. So it was a while ago, and I just hated it. I absolutely hated that line, and I just actually gave it to my brother as a gift just because I just did not enjoy using them. This is a really cool technique, very fast. Okay, not usually the way I do this, but I was trying again. These guys were 3D printed, so I didn't want to put too much time and effort into them. And instead of like taking masking tape and using an airbrush and trying to paint segmented portions, I just did this whole dry brush technique, and honestly it came out really good. Would I say it's as good as masking taping it off and making it look super clean? No, I don't think so, but it does look really good. It looks a lot better than just a solid colored sword, I can tell you that. I stuck with the whole green theme as far as my energy weapons or power weapons on my Blood Angels. So Mantis Warrior Green, it's a contrast paint, looks great, makes a really nice poppy green energy sword here, or power sword, sorry. You're not playing Halo, but yeah, pretty simple as you can see. And I think it came out really good for the whole dry brushing and everything. I was like, okay, this is sort of a technique I might take on, especially if you have a whole bunch of guys that have just power weapons. That might be a good technique for you. But if you only have a hand fold, then I would just do the masking tape. It looks, I think, better. It's just cleaner. So Procurol Bold Titanium White here. We're gonna edge highlight the very, obviously edge highlight the edge of the sword. And try to bring out all those cool, like, so on these files, they're really neat. They actually say like Sanguinius on the sword, or they'll say, I think that's all they say. Can't remember, to be honest, but they have some text in there, which is sort of cool, I thought. So we're gonna highlight that and then go back in there with the Mantis, and it's gonna look, like you edge highlighted and didn't have to do all the work to do it. So it's a great technique. Again, if you haven't watched my channel before, I'm all about trying to get miniatures on the table with I'd say a tabletop plus standard. I wouldn't say they're going to win painting contests. Hey, but these guys did. So not specifically these guys, but my army at Gen Con. So we ended up winning best 40K painted army. That was pretty cool. So a little feather in my cap, I guess. All right, here you go. Here they're finished. I think they turned out really good, guys. But again, I would just skip the whole wash, and you get that bright, beautiful gold contrast with these guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I will have some more 40K content coming. Not as much. I'm going to start moving towards historicals a little bit, and also battle reports. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks again.